Shout out to J&J.
So I just want to send a shout out to J&J Sports for having me once again.
This is, episodes, man. You guys got a real good thing going on.
Good morning, everybody. I'm your favorite sports analyst, Jamar McKill, my favorite co-host,
James Gerwin.
and y'all finna get served with J&J Sports, episode 95, man. We got a special episode today. My co-host, James, has lost the Super Bowl bet, man, against his rivals, the Eagles. As y'all can see, he's green-head. So what does that remind y'all in the comments? I'm giving Joker. But James, anything you want to add, bro, before we get started?
Yeah, that was disappointing Super Bowl. Hopefully next year's is going to be a lot more competitive.
Yeah. And matter of fact, we can kind of get into that into a little bit, man. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channels. Shout out to UHDI Radio. Let's get into it, James. So that game, that Eagles and Chiefs game, when it transpired, what were your thoughts with the Eagles defense?
They were not allowing anything for the most part.
Yeah.
They had zero run game for Kansas City, and they forced Mahomes to throw it. And I think they ran it only like a total of 7 times or something, which...
It's pretty, that's pretty. And I wasn't expecting this defense. It was really surprising, James. I knew they were going to be tough, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. You know what I mean? And it just seemed like they couldn't let up. It seemed like they couldn't let up the whole time. So I would say that and Saquon. But one thing is I give the Chiefs, though, James, they gave Saquon Barkley a hard time running that game. So other than that, the defense helped them win that game for sure. That's hands down. But any Eagles fans, leave a comment in the comment section. James, he lost the bet, man. So we had to do what we had to do. But we'll see next year, man. First thing we got up, James, you ready?
Ready.
NFL football, man. So the wide receiver Deebo Samuels have been granted access to find a trade partner, and he wants out of San Francisco, man. So now when you heard this about him requesting out, what were your first thoughts?
They don't make the playoffs for, I guess, maybe one of his first seasons there.
Yeah.
This is the first time they haven't made the playoffs throughout his career. He needs to stick with that team. I mean, this is still a very talented football team, and they have all the tools in place to make another Super Bowl run next year.
Yeah, and just to get us more into this thing, man, is the 49ers devaluing by letting him go? I know he wants to request a trade, but would they devalue if he's not on the team?
If they get good trade value back, then they'd be able to just, trade him away and then work on it from there.
Okay.
So.
For me, I say they are, but not in a way that is severe. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he's a good player, but he's not the most effective player on the 49ers team. Either way the cut goes, 49ers will still be a decent team. With or without him, man, they just need a rebuild. It seems after the Super Bowl with them and the Chiefs, the rhythm was just, they can't find it right now. You know what I mean? And we covered them in the Netflix show, receivers and stuff like that. So, hopefully they get a boost, man. But if we look into his stats alone, man, 51 receptions last season, 670 yards, only 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, he would have to produce way more than that if he wants a good deal with another team, because they're looking at this like, dude, you only had one good solid season, and that was the Super Bowl season with the Chiefs. We need to see more from you. You know what I mean? So, and just to get us more into that whole Chiefs thing I was telling you about, man, that Super Bowl game, we all remembered it. We covered it. Is the Chiefs the reason for their downfall? Because it seems like after that Super Bowl, they couldn't find nothing. We haven't heard nothing about it.
Well, yeah, it was a Super Bowl rematch, so in a lot of ways to go back and lose the way they did to Mahomes, because I mean that last Super Bowl was really exciting. The fact that they were down so many points and he was able to bring them back.
Right.
And I think maybe that does have something to do with the morale on the team over there.
Yeah, because like I said, it seems like, man, on me personally, I think it's Purdy. Because, like I said, I seen how he played in that Super Bowl, and he played. It's like he kind of panicked in the beginning, but then he came back He just has to be consistent in his play style. So that's the main thing for me. The players who need to add more if they stay, like I said, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. He was just complaining about a contract extension. They gave it to him. We need to see you show us the value of that extension. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion on it. And just to end us off, man, based off Samuel's skill set, and after all Purdy could have been a problem, which team could benefit from him and why, and what deal should be best presented to him?
I would love if the Cowboys picked him up. I think there's a lot of value there for him. He would help CeeDee Lamb out a lot. Another team is possibly the Bengals because we might see T. Higgins leaving to go to another team for a change of scenery.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that'd be great. Outside of the Saints, obviously, I feel that he can be a great add-on for us. I also could see the Ravens, Eagles, Bears, or Vikings. The Vikings are trying to pick up a lot of people right now. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is looking like he's out, which we're going to get into him in a little bit. And him being a veteran, not losing too much from him, I would offer him a 3-year, $100 million deal, right? Because like I said, he is a little injury prone, and you don't want to just max out on somebody who might get injured, and you know what I mean. You gave up a lot for him, so I said like a 3-year deal, $100 million. You know what I mean, something like that, because he is a veteran. But yeah, y'all let us know how y'all feel about that situation with Deebo, what team is he should be on, and how much do y'all think he's really worth? Because me personally, I only seen that one season him really produce and show us why he's worth that. We need to see a little more from him, man. But yeah, that's it, man. As far as that, we got a few sports news of the day. Jan, you ready, man?
J&J Sports
Coming to y'all live in 2025.